came in the season not 100%, you know, came out with a knee injury and stuff, and pretty much just thought too much. You know, if I actually come into the season next year and am 100% and I can ride it, you know, the 250F like it needs to be rode instead of, you know, trying to ride the 250F like a 450, and that's what I've been doing all year. You know, you just can't do that. You got to actually have a little corner speed, and that's been my slack. Actually, I feel really good this week, and I made a couple changes again this week, and the bike's awesome. The Rockstar Suzuki bike is really good, and it's all up to the rider.
I started off the season horrible. Went into Des Moines, you know, had horrible gate picks, worst start of the year ever. But, you know, came through, kept my head up, and probably about halfway through the series, I started picking it up and moved my way up into the top 10. And Raynard, he was quite a ways ahead of me, and I caught him, and now I put a few points on him, and I'm trying to catch, I think Nice is in front of me. He's still like 20 points or whatever, but it's nice. I'd rather finish it off better than, you know, start off good and do bad at the end, because then you have more motivation going into the off season and definitely come back stronger next year. So it's been a good year.
Started off really strong first couple races. Started thinking and breathing hard and kind of fell back, and I kind of struggled with that all season, but the first half of the year I was getting good starts and struggling with that. After the break, you know, I changed up some stuff, and we kind of went the wrong way, I guess, with what we changed up, and I wasn't getting good starts anymore, and I think it was all mental, and I feel like I'm finally starting to get it worked out. But you say it's a long series, but when you're struggling with something, it seems awful short.
You know, I started off probably a little slower than I would have liked, and you know, as the races went on, I think at Rockford I started to feel pretty good, had the speed again, and you know, just starting to get some confidence. And midway through, I won one at Youngstown, which was good, and a ton of good people behind us, so you know, that felt good to, you know, do it for them, and just want to thank God, everything's good.
I ended up tearing my MCL in my knee, and probably rode once or twice before Des Moines, and just kind of came in a little bit unprepared. We had a month off, and I just really busted my butt that month and came back, and I was on the podium for like 3 or 4 weekends in a row. And being that it is Arenacross, man, I really don't know what happened. I just had some crash-filled weekends, and feeling like I'm going as fast as I have all year right now, the best that I've ridden. So hopefully, you know, we'll come away with some podiums.
I would definitely like to have done a little better this year. My finishes weren't great. Right now I'm 5th in points, which if I were to stay here, is actually the worst I've ever done since I started doing Arenacross. As far as my riding, I feel like I've increased my corner speed, my endurance, everything's progressed. Now this summer I'll go to work and keep that going, and hopefully come into next season stronger than I am right now. You know, I think that's the difference of getting on the box every once in a while and having a decent year versus winning a championship. I'm just, you know, I'm stoked to be doing what I'm doing. My family's been blessed tremendously. Had the birth of my little baby girl, so it's been an awesome year no matter how you cut it.
I felt good, you know, coming into this series. I was training hard, you know, I was riding a lot. And I was coming off a reconstructive shoulder surgery. Every race got better. I think it just, you know, my confidence needed to, you know, step up, and I finally got, you know, just like the year before, you know, Arenacross, I felt good, you know, the team's good, and yeah, I want to come back next year, you know. Yeah, I want to do Supercross too, but I'm going to focus on the Canadian Nationals now that I signed a deal to go back up there, and so I'm super excited about that.
I definitely knew I'd be a little behind after the first couple rounds. I just wanted to be in the championship hunt so I could get my feet wet and then work real hard during the break. And everything was going just as planned. I closed the gap up to 5 points, and I don't know, it's Arenacross. I mean, a lot of times you get things, you know, you got ups and downs, and I started having some crashes and some bad races, but coming into this season, you know, I had obviously high expectations, kind of just ran out of time.
You know, I've been figuring it out more and more as the years went on. You know, I started off, you know, with a pretty good finish right off the bat at Des Moines, but then kind of struggled figuring some of the ins and outs of Arenacross, and no, I think I got it down a lot more now. I'm pretty confident in what I've been doing, and my finishes have been a lot better, so I'm second here and coming into this championship weekend. And you know, it's about as good as I could ask for. You know, I really want to win the championship. I still have a chance. I don't know, I'm just plugging away, you know, still crossing my fingers and hoping for a little extra blessing on that championship.
Started out the season, went down to Texas, started training, and talked to Dave, and we worked something out. They got a great team put together this year. They've had a good one for the last couple of years. You know, we battled them a couple of years for a championship. and then they won the championship last year, so it definitely felt good being back on the team. And you know, we worked real hard. We just trained a lot and did a lot of testing, and you know, we had a couple races that didn't quite go our way, but you know, it wasn't too bad. We had one DNF, and hopefully no more. We got 2 nights left, so hopefully I can just get some good starts and stay consistent.